This is Steve Schiffman. I want to thank you for joining me in this particular podcast that we do virtually every single day for you as a salesperson to help you be more effective, to help you sell more, to help you make more money, get a better commission. But more importantly, I want you to be successful in what you do. And if you're a sales manager, I want you to know how to direct the right comments and give direction to your salespeople so they're effective too. All right? So that's the whole thing. And there's no other reason here. We don't sell anything. We don't bring 45 people on this webcast to tell you about how they made it and you're not. We don't do anything like that. What we try to do is really help you and try to give you insight into what's going on. So I want to talk today about why people buy. See, everybody has their own definition about why people buy. Well, they need it. They have to have it. Oh, this is so important. I don't believe any of that. See, I really don't. I don't think the fact that somebody doesn't have it means they got to get it, because I don't think that's real. Because if they don't have it, they don't know they don't have it. Therefore, they're not looking for it. They're not walking down Walmart and saying, oh, I think I'll buy you, meaning the salesperson. See, you're not in Walmart. You're just there. You knock on a door and you walk in and say, hey, I have this. And all of a sudden people buy. Is that kind of surreal if you thought about it? Sales is a surreal situation. But you call somebody up who you don't know and say, hey, I'd like to meet with you. And they do, and they buy your product. So why are they buying your product? What is the motivation behind the buy? I'll tell you what it is. They feel it's going to help them do something better. That's it. That's all it is. That's all it ever was. It's going to help them do what they do better. Here's an example, a simple example. Sneakers, right? Basketball players, sneakers. I mean, all of a sudden, if you go back 20 years, they didn't have Nike and all that stuff. They had just black, heavy black top sneakers that everybody wore. But then they figured, well, if they could do it this way, they figured do it this way. All of a sudden, the sneakers became part of the game. Think about it. Think about all the different things that exist today that didn't exist before, because now they're helpful. They're helping people accomplish their goals. They help people do what they do better. Think about the iPhone. If you really thought about it, just here we go thinking about it now. It really is just a telephone. But is it? No, because it lets you carry it. It lets you go be remote. It lets you be any place you want to be. Therefore, it helps you do your job better, more effectively, more efficiently. And that's what you want to do. That's really what everybody wants to do. So if you can show somebody that what you're doing and what you're offering is better than what they have, they tend to listen to you. If all you're doing is saying the same thing everybody says, you know, I have the same pad, I have this thing, and it's the same as everybody. Well, of course that's not going to work. Think about this for a second. This is a 3M product. You know what this is. Those are Post-its. You know the story behind this, I assume, that this was an accident. Somebody put the glue on the paper and the glue didn't really hold. And they said, well, let's put it up there. And all of a sudden they had Post-its. That's how ridiculous that is. Now, here's an example. Here's somebody that uses Post-its, right, as a little advertising thing. You've seen this. This isn't new. But somebody said to somebody, hey, listen, that can help you. That can remind people of you wherever you are. So that became something they could sell. What you need to think about is when you're approaching somebody, what is it that you're really offering? And how do you know that it's the right offer? How do you know what you're giving them is right for them? There are, in fact, 4 rights that have to be there for a sale to take place. You have to be speaking to the right person about the right product, about the right price, and about the right timetable. Those 4 R's are important. The right person, right price, right product, right timetable, all those things have to be there. If you're missing any one of those, there's no sale. There's no sale. You talk to the wrong person, you know you're not going to buy. If the price is wrong, no, they're not going to buy. If you are in the wrong timetable, that is, they're not going to buy again. They don't need it for 6 years. You're not going to get it. So you have to have those things lined up. Too many salespeople don't have those things lined up. Here's my suggestion to you today. My suggestion is when you walk out of a sales meeting, you take your pad of paper, you sit down before you walk out of the building, if that's possible, and write down those 4 things that you picked up. If you can't fill in that blank, if you can't say this is absolutely right for them, not going to happen. If you can't say the price was right for them, not going to happen. You were talking to the right person, not going to happen. Right time, not going to happen. You have to be right on 4 different levels to be successful. You have to make sure that you are right on these 4 levels or you're not going to make a sale. I mean, it's that simple, but it's not that simple, is it? See, if it was that simple, everybody'd be successful. There are too many variables that go into each one of these things. Right price? Where? What does that mean? Is it just their price that they're getting now, or is it cheaper? Is it quality? Is it the right product? Is it quality? Is it the color? Do you remember in the old days, and I say old days, I'm not that far back, that we were taught to go in and say to somebody, you want it in red, white, or blue. That's how you closed. Mr. Prospect, do you want it in red, white, or blue? And he would say, well, I'd rather have it in blue. And you go, oh, that's good. That was the close. That won't work anymore. That can't work because that was so corny and it never worked. It never worked. A lot of the things that were taught back in the 50s and the 60s just were terrible, terrible things. And you've got to remember, too, that in the 50s and the 60s, for some of you, you won't know this, but that was right after the war. And World War II opened up a lot of opportunities for people to make product and sell product to people who had nothing because they never heard of it before. I have in my files an actual record or series of records, recordings from Texaco. Now, you don't know Texaco, I doubt, but Texaco was a gasoline company and they had sales training on a record. So you put the record in your little record case and you listen to it, record player, you listen to it. And that's how they trained their salespeople. But remember, a lot of salespeople came out of the war. And a lot of people they sold to came out of the war. It's a different philosophy. We're not in a war now. We're in a growth economy. We're in an economy full of innovative people and innovative ideas. And you have to take advantage of that. Here's my offer to you. It's relatively simple. If you're interested in our helping you in any way, you can simply write to me, internet, right, on email or through the website and simply say, I'm interested. We will set up a one-to-one conference call like this on Zoom, and we will see if we can't help you. So give me a call, please. By the way, please pass this on to other people. Make sure people that you know get this webcast, podcast. Tell them about it a little bit. Really would appreciate it. So thank you very much for joining me. This is Steve Schiffman. And as always, thank you for joining me, and you humble me by your presence.